So with the remake of Resident Evil 4's huge success, I went back and spent countless hours replaying the series. I may have gone too far.
I
want to look at which Resident Evil should get the remake treatment next. 5 is the big obvious one, and I'd love to see Chris punching boulders with modern visuals. But I think there's a few other Resident Evil games to consider too. Let's talk about RE5 first, because I've had a lot of nostalgia and fond memories of 5, but after recently replaying it, it's not quite as good as I remember.
You're making me look bad!
Hey, I'm trying to grow the channel, I'm trying to reach 1,000 subs, so any help will be greatly appreciated. Thanks. So Chris and Sheva are in Africa investigating why the populace has been transforming into zombies.
This whole town's gone to hell.
It starts off pretty good, and it reminded me a little of Resident Evil 4 with holding out in a small town. And there's a panic setting in with chainsaw zombie men. But some missions are better than others. There's the mines, which are so dark you'll need to carry a lantern through. A turret section, which isn't too bad, till you need to fight a boss entirely on a turret. That was painful. The game then goes full Indiana Jones with an ancient temple and lots of laser-based puzzles. Lasers are always funny in Resident Evil, even more so in co-op. And by the end, the game turns into Gears of War with cover-based shooting and enemies with machine guns and rocket launchers.
This is insane!
For me, the story of Resident Evil 5 is a bit of a guilty pleasure. I enjoy Wesker as an antagonist, but overall, RE5 pushes the series even further away from its survival horror heritage. To be honest, I still have a soft spot for the game, and it's a pretty good co-op experience. Although it does have one saving grace, its story expansion, Lost in Nightmares, a survival horror experience in a creepy mansion that fills in the gaps for events leading up to RE5. It's great, but it's short. If Capcom do remake Resident Evil 5, I hope they integrate this DLC into the main campaign. It would fit right in when Chris has flashbacks of it.
Wesker!
While there's a good chance Resident Evil 5 will be next in line to be remade, RE5 has had more mixed reviews and lower scores than the previous games. And I reckon it's going to be a bit more expensive to remake from the ground up, with it having online multiplayer at its core. In 2002, we were blessed with Resident Evil 0 for GameCube. It's a prequel with ties to the original Resident Evil that helps set up events and gives a bit of background to characters like Rebecca and Wesker.
I will follow my initial plan and lure the STARS members into the mansion.
0 is surprisingly good and a classic survival experience. It even has a mansion. You know, a Resident Evil with a residence. You play Rebecca and Billy, and you start on a train full of zombies and monsters.
Zombies and monsters.
The narrow train carriages are a nightmare for facing hordes of classic zombies. I love it.
If you haven't noticed, there's some pretty freaked out things on this train.
I reckon a lot of people might have skipped to RE0 with it being exclusive to Nintendo systems for 13 to 14 years. It came to other systems later with support for 1080p, but the pre-rendered cutscenes are still really low quality. If we got a remake of 0, we could get some better voice acting too.
We'll see which one of us is gonna die!
And I'd really like to see the inventory system reworked. The worst part about replaying this was just not having enough inventory space. I was having to drop stuff, go back to old areas to get stuff I left behind, and I was swapping items between characters constantly. I'm all for a bit of inventory management, but it was a bit much here. The original Resident Evil started on PlayStation in 1996 and received a remake for the GameCube in 2002. Maybe it's time to remake the remake. I want to see a modern day Jill sandwich with ray tracing.
A second late, you would have fit nicely into a sandwich.
I wouldn't be surprised if an original RE remake was on the table at Capcom, especially after seeing the success of the recent Dead Space remake or The Last of Us being remade for the 100th time. So, with recently replaying the 2002 version of Resident Evil, there was something that really frustrated me. There was no option to throw away junk items or place them on the floor like you could in RE0. You'd have to go all the way to a stash box to store items, then go all the way back to where you were just to pick something up. Maybe it's not that bad, but I played RE0 just before this one, and at least I could drop items on the floor or trade items between characters in that one.
Oh, don't worry. I like the buddy system we have here.
The next remake could even be Code Veronica. It was speculated that Code Veronica would be remade after 3, but Capcom went straight on to remake number 4. For a lot of fans, Code Veronica is an important one. It marked the end of the traditional survival horror experience offered before RE4 changed things up. Did you know, Code Veronica was originally going to be Resident Evil 3, but ended up becoming a spin-off game instead. The producer of 4's remake was asked about remaking Code Veronica, and he said there's currently no plans, but if opportunity comes, they might remake it. How about Revelations or Dino Crisis? That one's not even Resident Evil. I want to say realistically RE5 will be remade next, but maybe it's just too recent to warrant a remake, and they're going to run out of games at this rate. What Resident Evil would you like to see remade next? Let me know in the comments, and peace for now.